Okay, so we're going to do the defense movements now. They're no real attacking or defending movements. They're all movements of producing force, right? But Bak Mei, like we said, is spinning, turning, so you're not ever blocking hard against hard, you know? And most of the moves start from the bottom and come up. They receive from underneath, or what they say, horizontal receive. So it's very important that you study the salute, because you'll get most of the movements for blocking just from the salute here. And then the movement here, of course, before that. But in the form itself, there's special techniques that are major Bak Mei movements for defense. And of course, you know one already, is as I hit here, I wipe and hit. So that movement hits him in the heart. And what it does is it measures my distance. So when I put my Phoenix Eye, it's going to go into the target. So this idea of hitting and measuring the person, touching them, so you can do a controlled strike, or shocking them with a strike, so you can weaken the area and hit it with your strike, is very much like Bak Mei. So you have to imagine, I hit him, strike him, and now there's the death blow. Boom. I hit him powerfully, measure myself, and then there's the death blow, or I push into him, then there's the death blow. Right? And you're going to see that wiping done like in the combo we did before, on both sides, right? And then wiping and hitting. And that drill by itself is the essence of Bak Mei blocking and punching. That's why, see if we did it in this butterfly hand so much. So the first movement we're going to do is this underneath lifting, like this. So it's called monk holding, serving the cup, or monkey holding the cup. It's a kind of drunken movement, drunken boxing movement. So I'm going to lock and receive this force coming up. You can go high over the head. You can go right in front of the body. You can even go low. So I have all three planes of movement as I'm going. I could have empty hand and hit with the ridge hand going up, or deflect along the side of my arm here as I'm coming up. And like I said, you'll spin around it. That's where you get movements like saw or wrist strike, right? Because after I come up, I can hit like that, or strike like this. So a lot of times I'll practice my form, and I'll just do that. Pivot. That movement there is also nice block out. So you'll see the claw. Right. So you can mix it with a lot of different techniques for the forms, but the main idea is this coming up underneath.
So it's the one like in a Subat Yao Lung, right? How is the claw used? The one where
You're clawing and sliding like with mantis claw. Similar idea. It scrapes up and across. So I deflect up from underneath. And if I'm just going to strike, I can use my ridge hand. I can use my wrist to strike like we did before, like the form shows. Or I can grab and then strike with something else on my elbow. It's very spinny. You don't stay in one spot. Here. Right is on. Right. Right is on. Hit. This way. Like I said, dodge it. I said that one too could be done holding the cup, which is a type of finger strike or knuckle strike, or hit and then pull like that. Hit and then pull. It's very sneaky. You can put behind you like that and choke them, or you can hit forward like that and choke them, right? So you're not only crushing their throat, you're ripping it out, you know. So it's very sneaky movement. Right. Now the next movement is wiping underneath. So instead of rising up and deflecting underneath, you're actually doing almost a wipe like we did before, like that, but it rubs upward. So you see the spinning of my hips and my feet as I do it. So each hand is held by the other hand. So this one carries, and this one wipes, or blocks and wipes together. And it could be a ridge hand strike too. Again, we roll around our target, roll around our target, never staying in the same spot. This one is almost the exact same technique, but done with the dragon claw. Right? So you'll see a lot of times a movement like this. So it's done parrying underneath and clawing, and then walking backward. So this could be reaching up under his arm and clawing his throat, and then ripping as I walk back.
It looks like Sifumani's drunken form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very drunken movement. So you see the staggering. So they'll go in front. Go back. It's a very effective method once you get the balance, because it looks like you're off balance. You're off balance, so the person's going to aim bigger part here and here. But what happens is the balance is here, so they're able to spin very quickly. And so it's deceptive. It's a deceptive kind of balance. They're flopping. So you can see why Bak Mei would specialize in the drunken form because of that.
Huh.
So Fun Sao is this movement. Fun. Right? And it's usually practiced with knock, right? Which is why they say Bak Mei has praying mantis in it, right? But it does have Phoenix Eye and Off Sound, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's Tai Chi and praying mantis mixed in with it. It's just the movements they do are so similar among all the Hakka people that really there's about a couple hundred moves that they all share in common, and one or two that each school or person specializes in. So when you see the knock, you see how I move back onto my heel, and then I drive forward. So I go Fun Sao, knock, Fun Sao, knock, Fun, knock, Fun, Fun, knock, Fun, Fun. I go all the way back, all the way forward. Fun, all the way back, all the way forward. So I open them up, spear forward or block forward. I open them up, going back, forward, back, forward. Easy, right? So something gets in your way, you're like wiping it away. You see, there's that wiping again. Just a different way of doing it. One more thing on that. I wipe it away, but then another attack comes. That's why I knock. So I wipe it away high, and all of a sudden another attack comes. I either strike down with my fingers or knuckles, or I block it with this part of my arm. And then this can hook so they can't get away from me easy. I can shift in and control it. Okay, so other than the 5 we had before and the 2 drills, right? We had Kun Sao, right? We had Chun Sao, which is very similar to what we just did. But Chun will press in like that, and maybe hit low, right? Then we have Saw, which is scraping. Right? So you see how it cuts. and then we had gone. So you see how similar all these moves are, right? The next really distinct one is what they call wing hand or long, right? And or some people call side rolling hand, side deflecting hand. It's I roll in and across, and then open out like that. Roll in and across, and open out. So my arm rolls in with my body, and then out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Right? So if something's coming in, I can deflect it, but as it's moving back away from me, as it's retracting, I push into it. So as it's rolling away from me here, it's being pushed off. I want to keep contact with the center of gravity as I push back. Right? So as I'm rolling it off this way, I keep contact by pushing back toward the person. And here. Right? Same idea. So that's side. Yeah. But you can imagine a guy stabbing with a knife or with a spear, because as you'll see in a little bit, the spear with a knife or the sword, they would spin it and throw it, and they would have to catch it, and then spin it and throw it back, and they would catch it, then spin it and throw it, and the other person would catch it. So they were very good at catching skills and throwing skills, especially Uncle Jack. And so what this does is, a spear comes in, I have a long length from me to the wall to be able to get to the person, right? Because the spear is much longer than me. Or I reach into my belt and grab coins and throw them. Either way, as I swish off here, I run in to control the spear. Now he can't use the spear anymore, and I've got the person's center of gravity. Or I deflect and I reach in my pocket, and as I'm controlling the spear here, I throw my coins. So you have to think tricky like that sometimes to understand these techniques.
Do they use poison, Sifu?
No, never. A real warrior, a real knight would never use poison. It's evil. Last one for the defenses, as you saw before, I had Pun, which means to trap, but I also have Wu, which is the same as Sai. The same thing as Sai, only I'm going to deflect, and then as it retracts, I push forward. So I deflect, maybe across, or keep it in contact with the weapon, and then push it back in. So as I contact, like say a spear, and I grab it, I can run in and hit him with his hand, right? So it's going to keep that sticky quality. Now notice, I can go both ways with this technique, whereas this one is really only my front hand, the rear hand can't. With this one here, I can do both hands here, because I have to be able to move my body like this. Right? Right, push, push.
You said Mantis is stickier than Wing Chun. How is Bak Mei just as sticky as Mantis then?
Bak Mei is learning to unstick. It's the opposite. So Bak Mei is like a butterfly or like a bird fluttering, like a snake, It sticks for a second and then it unsticks, or it takes away. So it's, if a person's sticking to you like praying mantis with his claws, the Bak Mei guy using the cat and the leopard and the dragon techniques is going to be like spinning off like that, wiping, taking away. He stops and he takes it away. He untraps himself, That's how he's going to get rid of you. So if you're good at trapping, Bak Mei is good to learn how to untrap. Okay, so we have the dodging the horse, and we have spinning this way. But also too, we don't want our upper body too hard. We want to have our bridge be strong, but our body to be flexible. So one way to train this is when you make the stance here, you're going to bob and weave. Put your shoulder in, lean all the way forward, come all the way around, and then come back up, and then go all the way down, all the way around, and all the way up again. So it's important to get a full circle of your body while maintaining the stance. So I go here, 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 here. I'm showing you how my shoulders are going. Turn my shoulders, bow, come up. Turn my shoulders, bow, come up. Try to get the full range of motion. And when you're good at that, you can change your stance and then do it on the other side. So I turn my shoulders, bow, come back up, turn my shoulder, bow, come back up. Try to go as low as you can. And then next is side to side, similar to slipping. So I do this. Notice one hand down, one hand up. Bak Mei always one down, one up. So something's coming straight at me, slip it, slip it. And I use a lot my waist. So not just my head, but my waist. Right. So as I shift, it helps me lift my hand up. Same thing on the other side. Switch your stance. Switch. Evade it. Switch. Evade.
Now, it's really funny because when I was showing my dad Mantis like a year ago or so, he was wondering why I never bobbed or weaved with the Mantis. Is it just because I'm doing it wrong, or?
It's just different. Yeah.
Huh.
White eyebrows are more tricky, so they'll set you up, right? So you got to hit them, and they'll duck, and then whoop, hit you like that, or they'll slip, and then you don't see it. It goes wow, it hits you like that. It loads up their power, so they're opposite twist or opposite slip, and then they're able to unload like that.
So the bob or the weave isn't just the weave in itself. It's you're coiling, right?
You're coordinating it with your attack, or you can hit, right, and then hit, like that. So you can see the technique, coming. It helps you hit, like boxing. Same idea.